Hello, everybody. This is David Gish, math instructor out at West Campus. Just wanted to make a little snippet here. I was asked to share possibly some thoughts about best practices or maybe a good assignment or things of that nature that I think would help. And so I want to demonstrate one of the things I use in one of my classes, and this is an assignment. I count it as a quiz. It's a project, and it's in Math 110, Math for Liberal Arts. Now, I'm going to show you kind of how I set it up, the things I've done and all that in Blackboard. But it is in Blackboard, but we use this same assignment, whether it's face-to-face, web blended, or online. I use it in all three versions of Math 110. So this is kind of one of those things, you don't have to use Blackboard stuff just for online. It can be used in all your classes, no matter the format. So anyhow, let's just kind of take a look at it and how I've set it up. So this is from a summer course last summer, and so here's the Chapter 8 folder. This is what it looks like. We're going to revamp this course, and so some of the things in here probably aren't the prettiest or the best. But anyhow, it demonstrates though the assignment and what I think makes it great. But part of this course, we learn finance, and at least the way I teach it for this, we do teach the formulas, but then we say, hey, let's get real. It's the 21st century, and so I write a blurb about, hey, there's this online calculator, so I have a link for this online calculator, and say, hey, here, you can use this. So if you click on it, it's an online calculator for loans, and so you could say, hey, I got a $20,000 loan, right? And then you can put your interest rates, payments, so maybe it's a car loan, right? 48 months, and you can click show your schedule, and then it spits out all your loan details, right? So you don't need to go to the bank, right? Now we learned the formula to do this in class. And it would spit out your payment amount of $469.70. We also teach the students in the class how to get the interest and all that. But again, we kind of approach it as, hey, let's get real. The formulas are great. We make you suffer through it once in class, let's say, but I mean, come on. Not only that, I also did a little write-up, and I post a video that's on YouTube. And you could use Kaltura and post it into Kaltura as well if you don't want to do YouTube. But I recorded a video of using an app on my phone. And then I say in this, you can use any app, but this is a personal favorite, and just showing students, here's how you operate this app. And it kind of does all the same stuff as this calculator, because I know lots of students, they actually do almost everything on a phone or a tablet, and they use apps. So I show them, hey, here's how you use that as well. All right. And the whole point of this is we want to teach them personal finance. We want them to be financially savvy. Yes, it is a math course, but I think it's more important to me, and a lot of the other instructors agree, that can you understand what's kind of the engine here, but better than that, can you then take that and do something with it and make good sound decisions mathematically? And so we're saying, here are your tools to do that. All right. And then if we scroll down, here's their homework for the chapter. There's a discussion board, so actually they can use these tools, and they do a discussion board about a car loan. But this is the project I want to talk about. So this is a quiz I've created. So here's their project. They open this Word file. I'll open it in a second and show you. And then I also say, hey, here's a completed sample project, so they can view a sample submission I've created. And so I explain, hey, there's not very much work. Really what I want you to do is I'm teaching them where are these resources, and go out and use them to make some mock real life financial decisions. And to prove to me that you've done this, I make them screenshot the websites to show they've gone to them, and put them in this document. And of course, okay, how do you screenshot? So then I made a YouTube video about that. So then they can watch this YouTube video, and it walks through 3 different methods about how to screenshot and then paste into a Word file. So I've made a video about the financial tools, different ways to use those and get those. I made a video, I gave an example project to show them this is what you need to do to be successful. This is what it should look like. I also made a video about, hey, here's how you use the technology, something that maybe you've never done before, and you need that to complete the project. So everything they need to do this is in here, and helps them out. And so if you look at the project, let's see if we can open that up. Yeah, here we go. And so this is the project, and so we actually I update this every so often, and it's a little old. Probably should update it this spring or summer, but I give them the median Iowa family income, and I say do this project under the assumption that this is your family income. And so then I teach them about some tips that are commonly recommended. Then here's a link. So if any of them want to read more, they could go and, oh, what's this article say about car buying and why? Hey, here's this website that you can go to get pricing, right? And so then they can click on that, and actually they need to go out and select a car, take a screenshot of that car, and that car needs to fit within the pricing guidelines suggested in Part A here. Then they go use that loan calculator I showed you a little bit earlier, and then they calculate out the loan. What would the loan look like? And then we say, hey, by the way, there's these other things you should consider about saving and whatnot. What would that cost you? Then we do the same thing with the house. This is what it's suggested roughly you should spend on a home, no more than 2.5 to 3 times your family gross income. Then I say go to any of these sites, find a house within those guidelines based on this, pretend family income. Screenshot it, paste it in here. Then I say, hey, Zillow's a great thing. It's got a mortgage calculator, and so use this as a tool. And so go out there, do all this, and I say, hey, use these inputs, and I tell them all that. And again, I do some follow-up questions and some points, and so they're reading. So they're doing this project, and this is how they're actually learning about some of this financial stuff, is through this project. We haven't talked about a lot of this stuff prior. But again, they screen capture, paste the summary results below. And again, hey, you have to actually take this into account. You actually have to take this into account. And then now, once it's all said and done, I have them kind of summarize everything in a table. And then I actually figured out after-tax income for them. And so I said, okay, how much does that leave you left? So to give them a sense of that. Then I talk about their debt-to-income ratio and explain what that is, and make them calculate their debt-to-income ratio, because that can be a factor in your loans and the interest rates you get. And then finally, I have them summarize at the end, hey, based on all of this stuff, give me some reflections about what you think you learned. And so they learn a whole lot of stuff, and it's guided through this project. And they use real tools, real life situations, and it's just a really, really successful project. I hear over and over from students every semester how they love this project, how they're going to save this, because they know in a year or two after they graduate, they're going to want to buy a house or whatever, or they hope to. And I have other students who are older and say, gosh, I've done all this and I wish I knew about all this stuff when I did this 10 years ago. And so I just love this project because it pulls the technology together, but it packages it really well. It walks them through the learning process rather than a lecture. And it focuses on the real life skills, and yeah, we want to teach them the math, but we really focus on the real life skills in this. And so this is one of my best practices I would say, in terms of projects, just really successful, and want to share that with you. And so the way I did this, I recorded this video. Hopefully you maybe kind of watch this, kind of found out what it's about, and then there's a folder below, and all the content that I've just referenced here is in the folder below, so you can then actually look at this content and see what that looks like. I had to create it as an item though, not as an actual assignment. So it's just an item, but it has all the same wording and links and all that. But as an assignment, I then also attach a rubric, and then I grade it, with a rubric, and so they can get their feedback and all that when I grade this digitally through Blackboard. But anyhow, that's one of my favorite projects. I hope you enjoy it. I hope maybe it gives you some ideas about things you can do with Blackboard, whether it's face-to-face, web-blended, or online. Feel free to email me anytime you want if you have questions about how I created some of this or whatnot. But anyhow, I hope you enjoy, and have a good rest of your day.